we are really growing in Guitars for Vets. We get new graduates that join us often, and we have people that hear about CAVARTS and the G4V Learning Center. I think we're up to about 1,600 members. And so there's just a lot of content on the CAVARTS website. So I was just going to take over the screen, just do a really quick, how to navigate. And then I want to drill down on a few resources that are in there now. So this is the general landing page in CAVARTS. And really the way I think about navigating is what's happening up here and what's happening over here. And to be honest, I don't use the left-hand side too much, except when I'm into modules and more. So our welcome is kind of the things we want pinned for new people and the newest information. Our feed, as you know, are just kind of posts like Facebook posts. So we have a Song Sung True series coming up again by Tom. Guitar Shop is going to be this Saturday where they're talking about electric guitars. Here is the Taylor Guitar Tour that he was talking about. All of our lessons, though, and our live events that we record live in this weirdly named modules and more. So this is really our lessons. And it's a little cumbersome because it's kind of as we add more content, it just becomes, we jokingly call it the forever scroll. So this is topically the iTag program, which is our program for brand new guitar players. The Guitar Brigade lessons, tonight's live event, and all of our past live events are here. Anything that we put out there that is a self-paced lesson or academic program is going to be found here. And the very end is live events that we make it easier here. You can also find live events here. A lot of people don't know that if they go here, and this is only by default showing the ones that haven't happened yet, you could always find all of our live events by clicking the past button, and it shows you, again, the forever scroll. There's all of our book clubs that we were doing and the announcements for that. So in the modules and more, when we talked about we talked a little bit about using the pentatonic scale and a few of those notes to create a motif or a way to start thinking about soloing. And I wanted to show you that in the Guitar Player's Toolkit, there is a whole section. This Guitar Player's Toolkit was written for the new guitarist or any guitarist that's interested in making, original music with their guitar. It doesn't have to be songs with lyrics. It could be just instrumentation. But there's a section called Let's Create Some Music. And there's this whole section on what a motif is. And, a motif simply is a repetitive, it's kind of the hook for the song. And so we talk a little bit, you could have a chordal motif, and we have two examples using Sweet Home Alabama. The D, C add 9, and G is the beginning of Sweet Home Alabama, as well as Can't You See? So there's chordal motifs. Obviously, when we're soloing, there's note motifs. And so these teach a little bit how you could create melody lines using, which is kind of what we're doing with soloing. And I wanted to show you down here, if we go to, and so this is now the left-hand side's a little bit more helpful because instead of backing all the way out, I can just scroll on the lessons that I want to get to show you. So the next thing I want to show you is in our iJam series. One of the things we put in there is this, are you experienced? Nope, I'm sorry, go your own way. Part of this is the pentatonic. So here's a video that has all 5 of the shapes. We only covered one of them. Here's a discussion about how you can use, and just to be clear, I know this could be a little confusing. There's 5 pentatonic shapes, period. If you know where the root note is, then you can make it a major pentatonic or you can make it a minor pentatonic. But the same 5 shapes live for major and minor. You're not learning 10 different shapes. You're only learning 5, but you need to know when to apply it to a major scale and to a minor scale. And so we have a whole lot of information here. Here's some jam tracks if you wanted to try playing around in different jam tracks. And then finally, because there's just a lot of interest in this topic of pentatonics, we created a new section in the Guitar Brigade called Pentatonic Shapes. And it really is all of our pentatonic resources that have been living out there, and we will post tonight's lesson there as well. But this starts with a couple PDFs that diagram out the 5 pentatonic shapes, or an extended shape that shows you the safe notes to bend, or if you want to add what they call a little blues note, a little chromatic scale, all on one shape. Again, there's the 5 shapes. This was a live event we did on matching a pentatonic shape with chord shapes. There's a link to an 8-week free course on YouTube that's all about using basically 1.5, well, 1.5 here and a half here to create solos as well. So we tried to make it a little bit easier for you to find some of the material that's on here.